Hello, and welcome to the Pop Culture Junkie podcast. I'm Olivia, ready to chat with my fellow junkie,
Shauna, and the occasional cat that you might hear meowing in the background.
I don't know about you, but there are periods of times where the Meow Mix commercial really invades my spirit, and this week is one of those. I've been meowing a lot. Musical popular songs in the form of meow, to the point that my coworkers are like, she's meowing again.
She's meowing. Here she comes. She's meowing.
So, that's just what the inside of my brain looks like right now. It's just meow correct. Central.
I feel like a good portion of my marriage is Andrew and I just meowing at each other.
Well, you added some extra meows in, so we got 5 cats going.
Then we get really deep with it, and we're like, you just don't understand meow meow, do you? Like, I'm sorry, did you just not meow meow back when I meow meowed to you? Can't just leave a meow meow
not
hanging.
Everyone gets that meow meow life, but we don't. We do.
We got it.
So the spirit of meow meow has entered your marriage, your marital bed. How are you,
My
Shauna?
marital bed. We don't say it in there. Well, we probably have. Not during the marital act.
You could spice things up. Could get, really exciting.
I love the first 10 minutes of our episode are just going to be talking about the inappropriate places and when the correct timing is to meow meow at your partner.
Yeah. I think it's always correct,
It's always correct. Meow meow. Oh. Anyway.
Anywho's, what have you been up to?
Oh God, what have I been up to? I posted something on Instagram today. Those cute little you're April so far, and then you choose 6 pictures. Mm-hmm. And I tried to do it, and all of my pictures were just of cats. I made some deviled eggs.
Ooh,
that was about it. It's been a very just kind of chill nothingness. So
you made deviled eggs outside of Easter.
Oh, no, I made them on Easter. Yeah, I have made them outside of Easter before. Because I remember that, do you ever remember that you're an adult with free will sometimes? And you can just...
Not enough.
Yeah. You could just make deviled eggs. Sometimes I'll be
really
making eggs. Yeah. And I'm I just want to eat some deviled eggs. And so I just made some. And they were great. I did that with chocolate chip cookies last week. I was I could really go for a cookie. And I was I have the ingredients and the intelligence to make myself cookies. So I'm going to do it.
That's beautiful. I should do that because I did not make deviled eggs for Easter, as I think we talked about last time. You know what? You've inspired me. I think I'm going to make some deviled eggs.
You need to. You're the egg queen.
Just as Jesus would have wanted it.
I need to look more. I'm sure it has pagan history, as most Christian holidays do, but I don't know why we have bunnies and eggs on Easter. There's a giant anthropomorphic rabbit that shows up and steals your eggs or leaves you eggs. Lays eggs?
Leaves you eggs.
The Easter bunny leaves you eggs.
Lay eggs?
Yeah, the Easter bunny lays the eggs, right? He lays the eggs. That's what the Easter bunny does.
No, do you think real life bunnies?
No, I know real bunnies don't lay eggs. But the Easter bunny transcends real bunny mechanics. Okay. He's 6 feet tall.
Yeah, totally.
He lays eggs in your house in the middle of the night. That's for
Amazing.
Jesus.
No notes. For Jesus. I think we talked about deviled eggs last time, so things are going well, guys. We're introing deviled eggs twice in one episode.
We
back to back.
Nothing else going on. Listen, democracy is in a downfall. Both of us are mentally ill. We have cats and eggs to keep us afloat.
And Ziggies.
And Ziggy, that's true.
I went and saw The Format again since we last recorded.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. I went to the Castro Theater, which just reopened. in San Francisco. It's like iconic. It's beautiful. I was trying to describe it to Blake, like what it looked like on the inside. I was like, it's really pretty. Like, imagine Lincoln getting shot. Like,
I imagine that all the time. When I'm thinking about, not thinking about cats and eggs, it's President Lincoln's assassination. Yes.
Thinking about, yeah, totally. But it was a gorgeous theater. Went and saw the Format, which was a Phoenix band that broke up and got back together. They had their reunion show in October in Phoenix. Yes. I actually got to go to that. And then I was just scrolling on Instagram, as one does, and I saw that they were like at the Castro Theater for like $40. And I was like, oh my gosh,
I need to go. And it wasn't sold out? I feel like the Format always sells out so fast.
It was sold out on the theater website, but resale was like $40. And I was like,
nice.
Amazing. Absolutely. I tried to do that. Okay, so Sam Smith opened the Castro Theater. He did a residency here for like almost 2 months at the Castro Theater. I was trying to get tickets for that. And it was like $300 for them. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. But I missed Kim Petras coming out with him. And also partying in the Castro. So I really missed my chance there. But
I want to see Kim Petras again because I don't remember anything from when we saw her because I was so drunk. Oh my God.
It was okay. Kim Petras is amazing. Shauna and I planned to go to this thing for like 8 months, and as her and I would typically do, we're taking tequila shots in my apartment with pickle juice. Amazing combo. Can't taste a thing. Quite dangerous because you cannot taste a thing.
Yeah,
and we get there. I buy us 2 drinks, and Shauna immediately smacks my full tall boy out of my hand and hers, and I'm wearing like this long skirt, and somehow it hits the ground and shoots up, and it hits the ground under my skirt. So I just had like
inside of her. So she boofs
I had
the White Claw
of High Noon. I had a fountain of High Noon in my skirts. So
inside of you.
I think we need to run it back. And in San Francisco.
I agree. And I will stay sober this time and remember the show. It'll be great.
It'll be great. Yeah, maybe 1 tequila shot, not 10.
One.
And, and kids, that's how you remember concerts.
Dude, I am never getting drunk at a concert like that again. Like, you pay all of this money to go see an artist, and then you get hammered and don't remember anything. Like, I was totally stone cold sober for Lady Gaga, and I remember every little minute detail of that show. And then I saw I went by myself to see Bob Moses in Cannons maybe like a month ago, and sober.
Amazing.
And a lovely time. So,
simply lovely.
Lovely time.
I think as I get older, I'm like, I want to remember this more. I do.
Yeah.
The only concert I like fully cannot remember was Modest Mouse and the Black Eyed Keys.
The Black Eyed Peas and Modest. That would be a great show.
That would be a really funny combo. But yeah, Modest Mouse and the Black Keys, and I made some bad decisions that night. Not good.
That's one does.
So, okay. I think we learned our lesson there.
I don't remember the Congos in 2006.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fine. Look at us now. Speaking of 2006.
Yeah. Now it's time to gird your loins, everyone. We're talking about The Devil Wears Prada. And if you're listening to this episode on the day it's released, because you love us, the sequel to the 2006 movie opens tomorrow. Or, there may be a preview screening today. So we thought that we would really revisit this absolutely iconic movie about fashion, ambition, dealing with shitty friends, and the boss from hell. So Shauna, where were you the first time you saw Devil Wears Prada? Take me back to 2006.
Ooh, the Wayback Machine. I was a junior in high school. Ooh.
Cute.
Thank you. I was cute. I don't remember seeing this for the first time, but I love this movie. It's a great movie. And then rewatched it for this episode, obviously. And my husband had never seen it. I don't know. Sometimes like quote unquote girly movies, he'll watch them. He doesn't care. Like he's seen stuff before. This one slipped his radar, so he watched it with me and he really liked it too. But there are definitely some parts of this movie that don't age very well. But, you know, it's 20 years old. But overall, yeah. I think as a film, it really does. And I love like the cultural discourse around it. Like people have been breaking this movie down for years of like, who was the real villain? Like who was the worst person in the movie? Who was actually a good person? And I love this movie. What about you?
I absolutely loved it. I actually remember exactly where I was when I first watched this movie. I was in Chicago visiting my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, and my parents were there as well, and we all family watched this. And it's just like everybody loved it. It is truly like such I mean, like there are problems with certain phrases and things of the time, but I think that this movie is really great at connecting with audiences of all ages at the time and even today. And it's just incredibly iconic. It has Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci, Simone Baker, and Adrian Grenier.
Grenier, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Adrian Grenier. Hottie.
Oh, he's so hot.
He's so fun.
It's definitely like, I mean, it's a little like sexual and like adult, but not overtly so. So, you know, even like the one like sex scene in it, it just kind of like they kiss and then they wake up in bed the next day. So it's definitely like you could watch it with your family without, you know, being all awkward in front of your parents. Not that you ever would. You watch Nicole Kidman get her ass eaten out in front of your dad.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
We love you, John.
What the fuck are you guys watching? Truly,
well,
you know, we'll miss those moments. Yeah, so I actually did not know this until the second movie was coming out. It is based on the book, The Devil Wears Prada, by Lauren Weisberger, and it was directed by David Frankel and was adapted to a screenplay by Eileen Brosh McKenna. And it is just ultimately such a iconic movie. If you were unaware, The Devil Wears Prada is based on
Anna Wintour from Vogue.
Yep, there we go. Oh my God.
I got you, baby. I got you. It's like you were like when Emily had her little blackout moment and couldn't remember the name of the people coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
And then Andy was like, that's the ambassador. I got you.
So it's based on Anna Wintour. I promise I know her name. It's just been quite a long day. And Anna Wintour is ultimately like an iconic figure in Vogue, American Vogue's history. She came from British Vogue and then came to American Vogue and made it what it is. If you watch this movie and you're like, dang, I really want to know like who the real life inspiration for Miranda Priestley's character or the character of Miranda Priestley, watch Vogue in the 90s. It is so interesting.
Oh, is it a documentary?
Yes. And it's
interesting.
So it's honestly one of the best fashion documentaries I've ever seen.
I always want to watch a documentary and then I sit there in front of the TV and I'm like, Olivia has mentioned a documentary every single episode of this show. And in that moment, I can never think of anything. So I need you to text me a list.
PCJ Pops.
Yes.
PCJ Pops, you know?
Hey, shouting out our own show. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. And Anna Wintour is definitely like well known as a tough person to work for, just like Miranda Priestley is. Very particular, abrasive, a tough person, wants things done correctly, and if they are not, then she will let you know. And in the movie, Miranda is a terrible boss to work for. Like, we'll just say that. She's a terrible boss. She's complicated, and like they show like a little human side of her towards the end. But I would never in a million years work for her. Absolutely not.
So I don't know what this says about me, but I think the older I get, the less I think that she's a terrible person. I think that she is a cold person.
Yes. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's a bad boss.
Yeah. I think that like to think about running the biggest fashion magazine in all of the world and you have an assistant, right? Like your job as an assistant is to like manage that person's life in so many different ways. And like your job is to ultimately like make that person's life easier. So I do think it is like the old, and maybe I'm just like a corporate slave at this point and like I'm so beaten down.
Olivia will find that Harry Potter manuscript, goddammit. She will find it. Dude, I was watching this with Andrew, and like the scene where Miranda is stranded in Florida and like demands that Andy gets her a plane out. And it's like, it's just a little rain. And then it cuts to like a full-blown hurricane outside. Andrew's yelling at the TV, how is she supposed to do that? How can she do that? How can she be
there definitely are moments where you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that it's such an interesting thing. And when I think some of that may be like my respect for Anna Wintour. I do think that she is a very successful woman who grew to the superstar and the person that she is today in a time that like women who were doing everything men were doing were bitches and things like that.
Yeah.
So
and
I think
Andy even
that
says that
really
in the movie. Yeah. She's like, if Miranda was a man, you guys would be calling her a leader and amazing instead of like the dragon woman or the bitch. But like, I understand you have to be cold and calculating in this business. Like she is at the end when she kind of fucks Nigel over. By the way, we're going to be talking spoilers for this movie that came out 20 years ago.
For sure.
So she fucks Nigel over, and that's when Andy kind of has her realization of like, I don't want this life. I don't want a career that I have to stab people in the back for. But I do think that she has that mutual respect with Miranda where it's like, and you do, and that's fine. They see each other at the end and they wave and kind of nod at each other. So I in the end, I don't think she has any like, wow, that lady was a crazy bitch. She's just like, this isn't what I want for my life, but that's okay.
Yeah, ultimately. And I think, to go back to the older you get, the more you like reframe on it. I think that when you first go through this movie, right, this movie really is like all about like perspective, right? So you're coming from Andy Sachs's point of view, who is, one thing about Anne Hathaway, she is phenomenal in a makeup or a makeover
in
movie.
A makeover scene.
Princess Diaries, Blueprint. Devil Wears Prada made it even better, They
make her look like she's so frumpy, but like, God, Anne Hathaway's so gorgeous. God forbid a woman wears a sweater. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah. That is one of the crazier things about rewatching it. And again, like in the 2000s, like we were just seeing like perfect stick skin or like stick thin women who like I think that we were like, wow, she's so frumpy. She has like naturally wavy hair going. She's not dressed like someone who would be at Vogue,
and she's a size 6. There's a running joke throughout the entire movie that she's fat. She is literally a size 6, which is not fat. I kept looking at my husband and going, by the way, that's not fat. That's not fat. And he's like, I know that's not fat. And I'm like the things that we were being sold, it's like the, Bridget Jones' Diary. And she was 135 pounds. And the whole plot of that movie is that she's such a fat ass.
I wish I was 135 pounds.
Literally,
right now.
Same. So I do think that didn't age well. I know that it's a joke and it's supposed to be like a commentary. But at a certain point, it loses being a commentary and just becomes body shaming, especially when he's like, you bet your size 6 ass. And she's like 4, like, ooh, I'm skinny now. And it's like, oh, like instead of her being like, you guys know that I'm not fat, right? You guys all know that, right? Like, I just want to make sure that we're all clear that we all know that I'm not fat. Like, and even if I was, who the fuck cares?
I think it goes back to like, it is a product of the time, right? Like we did our America's Next Top Model episode where we were really talking about like a size 6 is plus sized. Oh my gosh. God. It absolutely is not. No. Like I'm a size 8 to a size 6, depending on clothes.
Literally, I was telling Andrew, I'm like, I'm a 6.
Right? And body types are different. And, you know, if you're a size 12, you're still hot as hell. And,
literally,
you know,
who cares?
Everybody's body is different and they're all beautiful there. But yeah, I think like that is a really big thing within it. And I think they do a good job at kind of making her like really early on feel othered, just joining into this. Like if you think about fashion girlies today and that kind of like culture of like, oh, Chanel, I know these spring collections, I know all of these things, and just have like such a sense of like knowledge and worship to these people. Someone who comes in who's like, oh, I just need a job and this is a really big magazine and I'm gonna come in.
Of course they would be like, why are you here? Yeah, like we respect this so much and this is something that we care about so much. And she, you know, she does make it clear, like, oh, God, I'm a little better than all of this. Oh, you guys are thinking about that. No, Andy does, like,
I'm not like other girls.
Yeah, they put her down for being humongous. I'm not like
the other girls.
Yeah, she's a little like, well, I'm smart. You know, and I do like that she is like, okay, well, I do, if I care about this job and I want to keep it, then I do need to start kind of stepping up a little bit and listening and learning and caring, you know, to the detriment of her relationship with her dear boyfriend, Nate. Let's talk about Nate a little bit. What do you think about Nate?
Let's talk about the friends. Well, first of all, he's fine as hell. I'm going to say that. He is fine as hell.
Adrian, can you say
I think that if my partner started working at this place and then missed my birthday, I would feel a little upset about it.
I think so.
And I started to feel like they lost a sense of themselves. But at the same time, like, I think that is part of like growing up. And I think that he's probably not a bad person. Like, I think that we really demonize him. Like, it's a fine, like, decent person, wrong fit in a relationship where neither of them understood.
Yeah. The other one's needs at the time. And it's like, they were probably really cute through college and they had like the same goals and stuff. But then as you get older, your goals change from your partners, especially because they're both like in their early 20s in this movie. She says that she just graduated college. I don't know, like Andrew and I were talking and I was like, if I had to work one job for 1 year and it would change my life, but I needed to miss your birthday. And he's like, I hate my birthday anyway. I'm like, okay, but at like 23, it probably would have been devastating. At 37, he's like, can we not have a birthday, actually? Can we just skip my birthday?
Yeah. It's like, it can be rescheduled, right?
Yeah,
totally.
But they seem like they had a whole party and stuff planned. I don't know. I see them both messing up in this relationship. And her friends kind of suck too. Like her girlfriend is all happy that she gets the bag.
More than him.
Yeah, right? Like she's all excited that she gets the purse, but then the minute her boss calls her, they all play keep away with her phone. I'm like, who does that? Like, you know that she's like afraid she's going to get fired at any minute. Like, calm down, you guys.
Yeah. I think what the movie, like, in itself and, like, a lot of, like, my nitpicky things is, like, they really put down fashion as, like, something an intellectual can do.
Yes.
And it's not it's something women like, and it's not something that, like, is valuable and is
It's something women and shallow, stupid people like. But, like, I do think that I'm glad that she has that one friend. She has like the token 2000s gay friend who is into everything that she... Yeah. But, you know, in Miranda, it makes it clear that she's a very intelligent woman. Like that whole speech of just like, you think that cerulean sweater has nothing to do with you. Iconic, of course. But like, you know, she breaks down like the history of like, what designers did cerulean in their shows to trickle down to the department stores, to the, you know, to the Ross eventually, where Andy probably got it, like, you know, the supply chain of, you know, supply and demand. And it's like, just because people dress hot and like, this is what they're working in doesn't mean they're stupid. And like, I think Andy realizes that by the end too. A lot can be said for if Emily is a good person or not, or if she just... really pictures this life for herself that she doesn't want anyone to get in the way of. And
yeah, I think that this movie has so many iconic lines, like the sweater speech. We have like florals for spring, groundbreaking. Gird your loins, right? Yes. Like there's so many different.
Don't
like,
be
really
ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
Yeah. Or like sometimes when I'm like really, really hungry and I haven't eaten all day, I'm like, I need a cheese cube. Like,
yeah.
Emily.
I don't eat. And then when I feel like I'm going to pass out, I eat a cube of cheese.
Yeah, I have a single cube of cheese.
It's called Girl Dinner. I know there's so many lines in this movie and so many memes that you don't realize it until you rewatch it. And I was like, oh, Andrew, that's where that meme comes from. Oh, yeah, that's that meme. And he's like, I've never seen that meme before.
Yeah, I absolutely think there's like, it's just such a great movie. Whenever we were planning to do this episode, I was like, okay, what are some like fun facts about The Devil Wears Prada? Meryl Streep based Miranda's voice on Clint Eastwood.
What?
She said it because it was calm, quiet, and terrifying.
Oh, you know what? I could see that. One of Miranda's most terrifying, like, monologues in this is when she misses the twins, like, recital or whatever. And she's like, it was wonderful. However, I didn't see it because I was not there. Just, like, so quiet and calm, but, like, lethal. Like, take a chance on the smart fat girl. Just like, oh my God, it's so just like, stab to the gut.
Yeah, absolutely. And, some quick firing off. Emily Blunt was actually sick during filming. And so those scenes where she's on the verge of collapse is actually quite true.
That's so funny.
Where she was truly very, very sick. Oh. And then their costume budget, which is, I mean, the clothing in it, it's a fashion movie. You would think gorgeous. It's going to be high. It was $1 million, which was one of the biggest budgets at the time.
Okay,
and we have the iconic Patricia Field from Sex and the City, who helped influence the styling direction.
That makes sense. The clothes are so good, and most of them, I think, still, like, I could see myself wearing that 20 years later. She has, like, one or two outfits that seem a little dated, but for the most part, the little hat. But most of the stuff she's wearing, I'm like, gorgeous, wearing that. Yep, nailed it. So timeless fashion.
Yeah. And, we see this is where I learned what Paris Fashion Week was for someone who grew up in the Midwest. Those scenes were actually filmed in a Paris Fashion Week. Oh. And a lot of designers loaned real couture pieces. Again, like this is based on Anna Wintour. They wanted to ultimately be kind of a piece of that and, make sure that the fashion was good. And Anne Hathaway was not going to be the first choice. Several major actresses turned the role down themselves. So I can't imagine it.
No, I can't imagine it without her either. She's such a good actress. And like you mentioned earlier, she does have that great quality of being like, just kind of the every girl, like, she's eats grilled cheeses and drinks beer in her apartment and has wavy hair, God forbid. But like, and then, the makeover scene and like you see that kind of like change of her through the whole movie. And at the end, after she quits, you can see that she's kept a little bit of both. She has that like cute leather jacket on with like the nice. So it's like she still has like the fashion sense and then she still has herself just a little more like refined. So.
I think that montage of her once Stanley Tucci gives her the makeover is probably one of my favorite 2000s movie montages.
To Vogue, right?
And it's just so good. It's so good. Yeah, like all the different outfits. She's like getting the coffee. She's running. She's catching
holding the door. Yeah. I love it. She's not bumbling anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. So before we get into the sequel, I'd like to invite all of you to check out the Pop Culture Junkie Patreon. We don't ask for much because a little bit of money goes a long way, even in this crazy economy. And of course, anyone who joins will be rewarded with more than just our undying gratitude. You'll get early access to each of our episodes. Just go to patreon.com/popculturejunkiepodcast and subscribe. And so, as you probably know, and as we mentioned at the top of the episode, we have the Devil Wears Prada 2 coming out, and we are so unbelievably excited about it.
I mentioned it's good.
I know, dude. Okay, as someone who hates a sequel and normally refuses to watch it, I like a money grab
sequel especially like. Yes. If it's a planned sequel, then yes. But if it's like a 20 years later nostalgia bait sequel, most of the time those aren't very good. So I really hope that this is good.
There is a Devil Wears Prada 2 book.
Yes.
So that's good. That gives me hope. In the book canon, where, you know, ultimately there is some source material that they are pulling from. And I think personally, like, I have a lot of faith in Meryl Streep and Hathaway and Emily Blunt and Stanley Tucci. Shit.
The cast is stacked to hell. Like, it's going to be, the acting is going to be superb. It's just like when the movie ended, we looked at each other and we're like, why would she go back there? Why would she work for Miranda again? But I think kind of watching the previews, it kind of explains why. So.
Yes. Yeah. And so we wanted to just kind of run through our predictions for The Devil Wears Prada. Obviously, we know some things about the movie. As soon as this thing started filming, we were getting stills so much, which does freak me out for movies. Like, if you think of like It Ends With Us, oh God, we knew too much too early about that. And look how that one turned out. But
I know. And we got like still shots of the now canceled Buffy sequel from Hulu. We had like those behind the scene photos of Sarah Michelle Gellar, and everyone was like, why is she dressed like that? And that got canceled, but that's okay. It's fine. I think this can go well. I have faith in
and
it.
Based on the trailers, really what we've seen is this is 20 years later. So it is kind of following the time, right? It's coming out in 2026. And Miranda Priestley is still running Runway magazine. However, it is going to follow the real world struggles of publication today, right? Print media is really struggling to stay afloat, and tensions are high. And so from what we can tell from the trailers that we've seen, Miranda seeks help from a familiar assistant who is now quite successful. Andy Sachs goes on to get a job in news media, as we see at the end of the first film. But here's everything we kind of know so far.
Yes. So as you mentioned, it's set in present day world of print journalism, which is... When was the last time you picked up and read a magazine? Like, the airport every once in a while I will, for like nostalgia purposes, and if I forgot a book. I mean, I used to be a subscriber to Cosmopolitan. I subscribed to Teen Vogue. I never got to Vogue. It's just when I was like a teenager in my early 20s, I had Teen Vogue. I had a Glamour subscription for years, but the last time I actually like bought a magazine, I think was just at an airport as like a whatever, one-off.
Yeah, I don't think I've bought a physical Vogue magazine, but I have read quite a bit of Vogue articles recently. But yeah, I think a lot of it has moved online. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, the last like physical thing I read was a Restoration Hardware magazine,
God,
which
what
was
the
all
fuck,
ads.
Olivia?
Beautiful couches, way out of my price range.
Anytime I go to the
$15,000 for a couch.
Jesus. Anytime I go to the doctor's office or like my therapist, I'll see like, oh, Better Home and Garden from 6 years ago. Maybe I'll flip through that and learn a thing or two. But yeah, I agree. Good. A lot of it's good. A lot of it's moved online. And Teen Vogue has amazing articles. And I do think that magazines now kind of have that great mix of like fashion and stuff, but it's also moved away from like, how to lose 20 pounds in 6 hours and get the abs of your dreams and win him back. I do also remember reading magazines back in the day that would like give you like sex tips. Oh, and a lot of it was around like how to play with your man's balls. Like, don't forget the balls.
Why did we have so many questions?
Yeah, don't forget those balls. So now anytime I journey to that area, I'm like, well, Cosmo told me I should never forget your balls.
Yeah, you know, never do. No, and that's why we need print media back, fellas.
To learn how to not neglect the testicles, ladies.
Fondle the balls, you know?
Fondle those balls. We also know that Adrian Grenier is not coming back. Obviously, him and Andy aren't together after 20 years. Obviously.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God. He was like a little salty about it. Like he was kind of like making some statements about it.
But I do think he came around because recently the Devil Wears Prada and Starbucks have a collaboration because capitalism. And they featured Adrian Grenier in one of the commercials. It's really funny. And he's ordering a drink and like going on about Nate to the barista. And then it cuts to the barista and he's just like, okay. And then he's like, let's leave Nate in 2026 and let's have our energy refreshers today. You know, it comes back to being a Starbucks and Devil Wears Prada 2 like collab commercial. And so it seems like he's in on the joke now, probably because he got a nice paycheck for that commercial.
Yeah, for sure. He was like, he was quite salty in the beginning. Like I wasn't asked back. And then I think he was like, oh shoot, I need to dial that back. And you know, he got a little bit of brand deal out of it. Yeah, good for him. Something that makes me feel quite hopeful going into this is the original screenwriter, director, and producer were tapped for this project.
Yes.
And so I feel like the original actors, sans Adrian, the original director, screenwriter, producer, I feel like we're going to get some good stuff ultimately and really just know that we're in good hands. But I mean, okay, I purposely did not look up what happens in the book.
I don't know either.
Have you seen anything about it? Okay, so this will be fun.
Yes, I have gathered from the trailers that Emily doesn't work there anymore. Thank God, because it's been 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And she was at the very beginning of her career, too. She was in her early 20s. It seems like maybe she moved on to, like, another big magazine or she's running something. Stanley Tucci's character is still working there, it kind of seems like, which is shocking to me. Like, has he not gotten...
betrayal?
Yeah, after the betrayal and after, you know, he's like, she'll pay me back when when the time comes. And, you know, even Andy's like, are you sure about that? But, like... Has he not? Like, hopefully he's like the vice president or something.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Miranda retires at the end of the movie and maybe has a hint of a personal life. I don't know. I'm hoping, and, you know, they teased it in the first movie. She's got the twins. She's going through like a subsequent divorce. You know, she tries to hide her personal life from anyone, but like, I hope she has a little bit more of a hint of a personal life in this movie. And maybe Andy helps her kind of get in touch with that in some way. And then I hope she retires.
Okay. You're saying a Miranda Priestley retirement there. So I think that from what I can surmise, I think that Emily Blunt's character is going to be kind of like a menace to Miranda Priestley. Like, I think she's going to be finally getting her comeuppance in a way. And, you know, I could... If I were thinking like, okay, 2006, 20 years later, Andy Sachs comes back to Runway magazine. Is it going to end with her becoming editor-in-chief of Runway?
Oh, God.
But then she would be doing it to Nigel, though. But like she would also be, she would become that person.
That's
so
true.
I don't know. Now you bring that up, like I could see them doing it where Andy Sachs like becomes that person. Now, if you look at like the trailer, it does seem like she becomes more of like a fashion girly and like a fashion forward person.
Yeah, she looks amazing. But I also think because, like, if you think of Sex and the City 2, the movie, right? Terrible movie. But horrible. It was definitely a horrible movie, but it leaned in a lot to the fashion, and it kind of like went over the top with the fashion. And I'm thinking that's probably what this movie will do, like be over the top with the fashion. I'm hoping like there's an explanation of why Andy's dressed like in designer couture. Like I hope she makes enough money to do that, because otherwise it's like, how the fuck is she affording this? But if she's, working like she has a high paying job, then sure. And I hope it kind of stays true to like, yeah, she's, dresses really well because she's a 40 some odd year old woman with like a strong career. She's a businesswoman, but hopefully she still has that kind of down to earth, like, dresses like a normal person would dress. I don't know.
Okay. I like that. So you'd say, I think it's going to be Emily more than Andy getting vote, or getting runway.
I hope Emily gets runway in the end, but I hope that she also has, because we saw softer moments of Emily throughout the first movie, right? Where she genuinely says thank you to Andy for helping her on the red carpet. At the end, when she's like, you have very big shoes to fill, to the poor new assistant. I hope we have some softer Andy with, the little zingers that she's known, or I'm sorry, softer Emily. But I could see her and Nigel kind of tag teaming. Like, Meryl Streep is 76 years old now. I mean, obviously we have people who work in fucking government in their 80s who should probably retire. But, I hope, Miranda has earned her retirement and maybe go on an island somewhere and kick back with a cocktail and not answer her emails every 5 seconds. But I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for her. Maybe she's Grandma Miranda now, too. The twins are in their 30s now.
Yeah, I feel like one of those twins has to be gay, and we're going to get some, gay Gen Z jokes of like, yeah, slay queen.
There's going to be so much
they're really going to lean into that.
There's going to be forced Gen Z humor. There are not going to be any fat jokes. There's not going to be a single.
That's part of our predictions as well.
Yes, my prediction
may actually be an overcorrection of like body positivity, and they're going to try to like put that in there.
Yep. Just like that did, where they threw in like the token black friend, and they had people of color as like the side, as the friends, so they could be like, look, I have a friend, and they'll be like, look, I have a plus size friend.
If they Sex in the City too, and just like that, I will riot. I'm not even fucking kidding.
I hope there's more cast diversity, but I hope that those characters have personalities and plots and aren't just like there to be like, hi, I'm fulfilling a quota. Like, no, I want them to have like personality behind it. I did see that Simone Ashley was cast. I think she is gorgeous. I love her. So hopefully she's
beautiful woman.
I hope
feel
that
like
she
during
has
our Bridgerton episode. Yes. We just talked about how beautiful Simone Ashley is for like 10 minutes.
Literally on her yearning face. I hope she gets to yearn in this movie. Like, I hope she looks at a Chanel dress and gives us her yearning, like,
and gives us yearning. Absolutely. And truly, when we talk about cast here, they were throwing anyone and everyone in this, and we are going to see, outside of our fabulous four returning, we have Justin Theroux, Kenneth Branagh, Lucy Liu, Simone Ashley, as we mentioned. We have Amanda Mora, Lady Gaga, baby, is in this.
She's in it. I know she has the song, but I bet she has a cameo.
Yeah,
I bet she's on like the red carpet or something. The song,
she's in it.
I will say, I am a huge little monster. We all know this. The song Runway that she released with Doechii, I said that it sounds like somebody typed in, write me a gay fashion runway song into ChatGPT, and then this song came out.
Yeah, it's like, could not be a strike a pose.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's a bop. It's a fun little bop.
Madonna. Yeah. We also have Caleb Heron. We have BJ Novak. We have Rachel Bloom. We have Patrick Baumol. Truly just so many iconic people like internet famous Gen Z people. So I'm really, really interested to see how Sierra's in it. Like, there's just going to be so many people where we're like, ooh, hopefully they do not do too much fan service and lean too far into that.
Into member berries.
Yeah. I hope that they strike a good balance. Again, I have on this podcast said so many freaking times that I refuse to watch a sequel. This movie does have me excited.
Me too. So I'm excited.
Keeping my expectations practical, but we will give you our thoughts once we do get a chance to see them at the start of probably our next deep dive episode that we do.
I wish we could meet in the middle of the California desert and see it together. I don't know what's in the middle of San Francisco and Arizona. Let's meet there and go see it. San Luis Obispo.
I think it's more like LA, if I were being honest. Yeah, I think it's LA. So LA, baby.
Let's go to LA and see it. Yeah, that'd be so fun, but that's like next week.
Yeah, it is really close to my birthday when this is coming out. So everybody wish me a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, baby.
And that is going to be a wrap on this fashion-forward episode of the Pop Culture Junkies. Shauna, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me, Shauna Trinidad, on Instagram and Threads at Shauna Trinidad, ShaUnatrinidad.
And you can find me on Instagram at Livy Maries, Livimariez. Again, wish me a happy birthday. And for my birthday, look us up online at our website, popculture-junkie.com. You can find our podcast on all platforms, social media links, blog posts. You can shop the Pop Culture Junkie store, get yourself a little fashion-forward outfit, or you can just join our Pop Culture Junkie online support group on Facebook, all of that and more. And truly, you probably hear this at the end of every podcast. Rate, subscribe. That truly helps us get discovered. We have been doing... We're trying to break top 100, and we are so close. And again, we would love if you could join our Patreon, just like our most recent members, Janice and Jessica. Thank you both so much. We love you. And every one of our Patreon subscribers. You guys help us bring you more great episodes like this. And you can find that at patreon.com/popculturejunkie. You get uncensored sneak peeks of our next episode and really cool shout outs from us. And come back next week for another hit of pop culture.
The Pop Culture Junkie podcast is produced by Jeff Markin and Cheryl Lightfoot for the Pop Culture Entertainment Network. So